Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this snowy Tuesday, January 2021. I had to look twice today to make sure. Not only did I say Tuesday, I also said January because I'm still making that transition. Every time I've wanted to say like October or April, like it doesn't even make sense. January, April don't go together. Yeah, we got a busy show today. I got a lot of headlines to get you updated on. Three. I say that because we have two great guests. We're going to be checking in with Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. Laura's here, and she'll talk to us about vaccine scams as it relates to COVID-19. Plus, yesterday, a great event happening out at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm going to take you out to that press conference and show you what the Madison Community Meal event was all about as they served up 2,500 meals yesterday. So we want to get to that here in just a bit. But first, we do turn to our headlines, and we start with that public information meeting coming up. This is at the intersection of County MM and McCoy Road. A public information meeting has been scheduled for January 28th at 6:30 p.m. to discuss the improvements at the intersection. Online attendance is encouraged. The chambers will also be available for in-person as well. And more information will be coming out on this, but 6:30 to 8 p.m. January 28th. And that's only headlines I have time for. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We're going to be talking about vaccine scams. But first, here's a look at the meetings we're working this week.
Find good stuff at Goodwill and bring good home.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the guest segment. And today we're going to take you back out to a press conference held yesterday at the Boys and Girls Club. It's over at the Allied Drive Club. And yesterday there was a Madison Community Meal event, first of its kind, put on by the downtown businesses of Madison and some local partners. Take a look.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us today on this amazing Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. A wonderful day of being on to do service in the community. My name is Laura Ford Harris, and I'm the Chief Development Officer at Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. I'm welcoming you this morning on behalf of Michael Johnson, our President and CEO, who was held up due to some weather, but he'll be joining us later on today. I'd like to welcome everyone to this amazing opportunity where organizations got together to serve our community, really with the thought of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So today you're going to hear from one of our Boys and Girls Club members who was really the impetus for Michael Johnson getting together and getting a meal started with our organization to feed people who are experiencing homelessness and food insecurity in this community. And then we found out an amazing group of partners from downtown were getting together to have an event. And we thought, what a better way than to send a message of togetherness and unity by getting together for this meal. So you'll be hearing from those partners also who can share why they're here and how important this is to our entire community. So let me go ahead and I'm going to welcome up Monica Howard, the mother of one of our former BGCDC members, who really inspired the Boys and Girls Club to get involved in this effort.
I would just like to thank everyone who was part of this organization. This actually started as Lamara right before bedtime. She wanted to feed the homeless, and actually Jasmine Brown from Feeding the Youth, who's here as well. There was contributions for the hit and run that Lamara went through on December 13th last year, and so she started out with a mustard seed idea, and it grew to all of this. So it's so amazing to have everyone here. I just want to thank our community, thank our city for all the support our family has received. It's been an outpour of support. I do appreciate everyone that has come out here today to volunteer. This is really amazing because, as we know, there's a lot of hunger in our city. community. So to see our community come here together, so many individuals to thank. Overture Center, obviously feeding the youth. Kelly LeGrand from GMRC. Dave, who is here from, I like to say Liliana's, but Lil John's. And so we're so happy for everyone. Thank you so much to the Boys and Girls Club and for everyone that has contributed to this. So I just want to read a letter on behalf of Lamara. She won't be speaking today. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful to everyone who has helped me and to the people who have cared about the incident that had happened to me. So I give a huge thank you for everything that people have done from the kindness of their heart. And I do look forward to helping the homeless. So thank you on behalf of our family and everyone here.
Hi, I'm Betty Harris Custer, the founder and owner of Custer Financial Services and the past president of the board of the Overture Center. When I was just finishing my term as chair of the board of the Overture Center, I started joining with other downtown people. There's about 40 of us that have been working together to try to revitalize downtown while everyone all around the world is hurting during these times of COVID. Many of you know that downtown has had some extra blows. We've had some wonderful, justified, peaceful rallies in support of Black Lives Matter that turned violent, and there was looting and destruction. It's just been a very difficult time. There were threats that violence was going to happen again this week, which kept people away from downtown. And so we came up with the idea of trying to, in a socially distanced manner, bring people back to downtown. And we thought of food insecurity. And my good friend Dave Heidi is somebody I always talk to about food insecurity. And so with Tiffany Kenny and I, Tiffany from the BID and Dave, we started talking about, I had thought of a food drive. And Dave said, you really want to do something that impacts people more. And so we started instead talking about this meal program. And it started out with downtown businesses, downtown entities, and we received a lot of support from downtown entities, but then we reached out over across the entire community. And as was already said by Monica and will be said by Tiffany, she brought Michael Johnson into the picture and the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we've now got partners with the Goodman Community Center and the East Madison Community Center and all these other wonderful groups that you've heard about and we'll hear more about today. And the good result is 2,500 people are going to have a meal, a delicious meal prepared by Dave Heidi. And we all know that we're celebrating today the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who really fed our souls. And now we're helping to feed people. And we couldn't do it without this wonderful community stepping up. And I can't thank you enough.
Thank you guys all so much for coming on out today. And thank you to all the volunteers who are helping out as well. You guys, we couldn't do it without our volunteers. I know that a lot of people who've spoken have gotten a lot of the limelight, but really without all the volunteers, we couldn't have done a tenth of what we've done. So thank you to all you guys. And then, this all came about because I believe that the one kind of universal language is food. We bring our family together, we bring our friends together, and we always do it over a warm meal. And that's something that's really been missing. We didn't get Easter or Thanksgiving or any of our major holidays. And I've always wanted to have all of State Street filled with a giant table and a chair pulled up where everyone can come and have a meal. And in a virtual pandemic world, this is as close as I thought we could come. So my hope is that these meals can help bring us all together, that everyone, regardless of means, whether you've got $10 million in your bank account or negative 32 in your bank account, you can still come and enjoy the same high quality meal made with love for people who need it. So thank you guys again so much for coming out, and thank you again, volunteers. You guys are incredible. So thanks, you guys.
Hello, everyone. I am Tiffany Kenny, Executive Director for this long-named event, or for this long-named organization, Madison's Central Business Improvement District, but really we're downtown Madison. We're the businesses, we're the organizations, and we're the property owners that are in the heart of the city here in Madison. We've always looked forward to this event. Historically, the Overture Center, as Betty alluded to, has hosted a major event. There's been a celebration downtown, and we really can gather as a community in the downtown. But as it did turn virtual, we started to brainstorm this other idea, and I couldn't imagine anything more exciting than that table that David envisions down State Street with all of you there. But we can't do that right now. And we were really concerned as it related to safety in our downtown these last couple days. And as we actually continue through Wednesday, many of our small businesses are closed right now, and they weren't able to participate in the same way that they wanted to. Some organizations, some businesses were able to do some add-ons, some extra purchases. Some places like Goodman stepped forward and said, we want to support this project. The soap opera stepped forward and says, we have soap, we want to volunteer, we want to tell you what we can do to help. And other places like Urban Land Interest and Park Bank and the Edgewater said, make sure we're still involved. So while we can't all come downtown together, we want to make sure that the downtown celebrates all of us, celebrates our community. And there couldn't have been a better partner than the Boys and Girls Club, who really stepped forward this summer when our downtown needed some support as well. So we just want to make sure we thank them. We want to make sure and thank Overture Center for this great idea, David for the food, as everyone's talked about, we're all looking forward to it. And then I want to make sure that we all remember that this event was a small little seed planted by a young, beautiful girl in our community who had an idea about feeding people. And man, did it grow. Didn't it grow? Well, yeah, it grew. So we've got 3 organizations here, actually more than 3. I think there's like 8, 9. We're going to help make sure that everyone in this community gets fed. And I'm really excited to introduce you to Beth from the Friends of the State Street family, because not only did we make sure that people are getting fed, we're also making sure people are off the street right now in case things do get a little bit unsafe. So I'm going to turn things over to our friends Beth and Karen and Jasmine and Corey, and they'll tell you more about how they're making sure people really are getting fed today. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beth Malio, and I am the Vice President and Outreach Director of Friends of the State Street Family, which is an all-volunteer organization that does outreach to people experiencing homelessness. I'm here with my friend Karen Andro from Hope's Home Ministry at First United Methodist. And we have been collaborating throughout the pandemic to try and serve our friends experiencing homelessness. We help to problem solve. We have tried to help them get connected with the agencies that they need to get connected to for help them get COVID screenings as well, in hopes of keeping them safe. This last week, we have been working with several groups like Catalyst for Change, Sankofa, Mach 1, to try to identify people who are still sleeping outside downtown and to move them to alternative shelter. When Kelly from Greater Madison Resource Center contacted me and told me about this, and she said, hey, does Friends want to get involved? Heck yeah, I want to get involved. And I have to tell you that in my professional life, I am a high school teacher, and so you will get an A from me, right? This is a great idea. Today, Karen with Hope's Home and I will be teaming up, and we are dividing all of the homeless encampments for people who are sleeping in tents and in cars throughout Madison, and we're going to make sure to bring them a hot meal, which is just a gift of love. And so we thank everybody for inviting us and including us.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I'm the founder of Feeding the Youth. We started this partnership with Lamara and Monica. Our foundation started collecting gifts and money to help Lamara and Monica get through the hard situation that they were going through. And Lamara had a great idea to feed our community, and it has just spiraled into an amazing partnership. I want to thank all the organizations that we've been able to partner with to make today happen. It is going to be very beautiful. We're getting food out to, I believe, 8 different shelters we're getting food out to, and we're going to make sure our community is fed today. Thank you, everyone, to our volunteers and everyone that came out today, and I look forward to making today beautiful.
Hi, I'm Corey Mariano, the founder of the Black Men Coalition. And today I want to say thank you to Lamara. Thank you to Lamara, who has had a great idea and it really turned out well. And the Boys and Girls Club for the great opportunity, and there's so many other, all the other different organizations who's here today that are also volunteering as well, and so many volunteers. But today is Martin Luther King Day, and today is a great day of service for us all, and it's such a good thing to be able to feed so many people in our community, including the homeless and families just going through a lot right now because of the COVID and so on. But today is a day of a black man who was selfless and really gave his all to so many people, and I see parts of his dream coming true because there's so many of us, different colors and different nationalities, that's here today working together to feed people we may not even know. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and let's keep that going.
There have been so many organizations who have come together to make this a tremendous event. They've worked tirelessly over the last week or so to pull everything together. So over 1,000 meals will be taken out and dispersed with our group of drivers over here. They're going to community centers, they're going to homeless encampments, McPike Park, a variety of places. We're also taking out essentials bags. Some individuals are also receiving coats that are living in housing insecure situations. So there's just a plethora of things that are going on and the action that's taking place in the community. The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County also had some generous donors who reached out to us and said, Michael, I got this stimulus check. I don't need this. We want you to do something with it and pay it forward to others in our community. So working together with our staff, some organizations, we identified some individuals who are having their own moments where we can all reach out and give just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So we have some gift baskets that we'd like to share with those individuals. And we're going to ask those families, those individuals, to come right on up here. Erica O'Donnell, who is our community resource liaison, is going to work with those individuals. And because of what you do, because of the amazing generosity of our donors, we have a little something for these individuals. In addition, we also have 7 families, 7 individuals, some teens, some entire families that we've been able to work together with Kelly, Greater Madison Resource Center, the generosity of our donors, Betty Custer, some of the other donations from downtown, and we've been able to put them in some temporary shelter when we were all very concerned about their safety this past weekend. So thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for being here today to cover this and show this is what a community looks like when we come together. This is what Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy was all about. All of us being able to be together and be as one. So we hope that you all will get a meal. The meal is open for everyone. They'll be right here from 12 to 5 at Allied. Just drive through, pick up a meal, get some hand sanitizer, get a face mask, and hopefully this will be the start of us all coming together and being able to share that legacy and that dream that Dr. King talked about and had. Thank you on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you on behalf of Michael Johnson and everybody. Let's make this a great day. Thank you.
There you have it. 2,500 meals were served yesterday, along with all those other goodies as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break, wrap up the show next. You're watching Talking Fitchburg. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Department of A-Trade Consumer Protection, it's Laura Southern. Laura, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, Jeremy. Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
Thank you. I am doing wonderful. Glad to have you on the show here as we wrap up here 2020, and some good news hitting the airwaves this week in regards to the vaccine for COVID-19 being put out there and being administered. But that also has come with scam risks. We've talked about some of these on the show already, but glad you're here to break down a couple of these. Let's start in the trial part of this first. So avoiding vaccine trial imposter scams. What are you hearing out there?
So you're absolutely right, Jeremy. These vaccines and the vaccine trials are fertile ground for scammers, right? This is where people want information, people feel insecure, they're not sure what information is accurate, where there's misinformation, and that's where scammers like to come in because we're all out there searching for as much information as we can get. So we have to really be careful about imposters in this space. So there are vaccine trials still going on. As we know, that there was vaccines have been launched, but let's first talk about the trials that are still out there. So there are a lot of folks that are interested in being in trials, and we commend you for doing that. Obviously, that's a pretty invasive exercise. People are going to ask you for information about your medical history. They're going to ask you your gender, your ethnicity, your race. All kinds of information. So it's important that you know that it's a legitimate trial before you engage. So there are researchers recruiting people in Wisconsin. You should verify any research study before you decide to do it. And one simple way to verify a scam, Jeremy, is to just search on that trial or that research study in the internet with the word scam, review, or news, just to see if already this trial has been reported on negatively or positively. And you can do that with any kind of scam, frankly, and it's a really good idea to do, but certainly do it with these research studies. The other thing you can do if you want to volunteer for a trial is to go to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institutes for Health, NIH, we often call it. They have a COVID-19 prevention network site, and it has volunteer research database that can match you with a current or future study. So that's a really great way to figure out whether it's a legitimate study. And again, we sort of hammer this issue all the time. When you want to do something, when you want to donate or buy something or be involved in a research study, you need to do your research and you need to go to trusted sources of information. So the NIH would be one of those trusted sources of information. They have a website, clinicaltrials.gov. It has a database on it that has all of the legitimate trials, and you can go from there. But like I said at the beginning, these are invasive studies, and because they need to know what your medical history is when you're involved. So any study is going to ask you some basic questions about your age, your race, your gender, your ethnicity, and your medical history. But there are things that they're not going to ask you, Jeremy, and I bet you could fill in the blank here. They're not going to ask you for money. They're not going to ask you for your financial account numbers, and they're not going to ask you for your social security number. So if you're getting asked those questions, legitimate clinical trials won't be asking you for them. You should hang up and disengage and not get involved. Also, and finally, when it comes to these trials, don't pay to participate in a trial. Some of them will pay you and offer compensation, but you should never pay them to get to be part of a trial. So these are some of the basic ways you know whether or not it's a scam, whether it's legitimate. But again, just go to trusted resources of information to find out.
Yeah, some of the early notes that I had seen come out on both trials and vaccine is pay to get on the list. And that just blows me away that, you would hear something like that, but that right there should be a red flag for you.
That's right. So we know right now there are two vaccine manufacturers, Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, that have submitted applications for the emergency use authorization with the FDA. As of today, the vaccine has already been given to one nurse in New York, as I understand it from the news this morning. So yeah, There are 2 vaccines that are out there, and we're going to start seeing more and more of them. I also understand there's about 65,000 vaccines that are supposed to come here to Wisconsin. But look, again, this is where scammers are going to just move in and try to get you, get your money, get your ID, your personal identifying information, and really try to prey on your vulnerabilities, because we all want to be safe. We all want to be free of this disease, and getting in line for the vaccines is going to be something that people want to do. But you can't get in line for a vaccine. There's no list that's being kept by a third party. You can't pay out of pocket to get put ahead of people. No one from the vaccine distribution site or healthcare payer or private insurance company will be calling you and asking you to sign up for your social security number or your credit card or your bank account. So these are ways in which we know people are out there, they're trying to scam you around these vaccines. So if you get a call or you get a text or an email or someone knocking at your door claiming to get you early access to the vaccine, it's a scam, and don't engage with them.
Yeah, I'm just was going through the NIH website here on those studies. There's 4,000, as of looking at this today, 4,195 studies on COVID-19, the actual studies happening. So when you are saying, there are studies out there, because you're thinking, well, how is there really imposter scams related to trials? There's a lot of trial stuff out there related to COVID-19. And I suspect a lot of this, as mentioned here, probably is coming from email, social media pop-ups, those sort of things. So it kind of goes back to some of the basic stuff we've talked about on this show over and over again. And, thinking before you click and really doing your homework is going to save you probably not only data of yourself getting out there, but even money being lost.
Right. I mean, there is a lot we don't know about COVID still. And even though a vaccine is rolling out, we're going to continue to see legitimate scientific studies happening. And so individuals that are willing to volunteer or participate in these studies, we should commend them. And it's an important aspect of scientific research to have people involved in these studies. That also means that you need to do your homework and make sure that you are not trying to do something good and then getting taken advantage of instead. Right, NIH, the National Institutes for Health, has a great website where you can find out information on these studies. And again, the website to go to is clinicaltrials.gov, and you can find out what is legitimate, what is not legitimate, to try to avoid yourself from being taken advantage of. But just go slowly. If it looks too good to be true, as we say, it probably is. If there's something fishy about it, certainly if they're asking you for money or information that you don't think they're entitled to do something like this, trust your gut. Don't engage.
Yeah, all great tips. Thank you so much for sharing. If people want to report any of these scams, where would you suggest that they do that?
That's right. So give us a call at 1-800-422-7128 if you hear about any of these scams. We like to follow. We want to know whether they're here in Wisconsin. You can also go to our website at datcp.wi.gov. You can file a complaint there, and you can also learn about other scams that are happening in our area and get some good fact sheets about how to protect yourself from fraud, identity theft, and other kinds of scams.
All right, thank you so much for your help on this and all year long. Thank you to you and the staff from DATCP for being on our show, helping us out. We really appreciate your time. We know it's precious, but we certainly enjoy getting the information out there for you, and just can't thank you enough for all your help this year.
Happy to do it. Thanks for having me, and have a happy holiday.
You as well. Like I said, check the website, DATCP. They've got the most and greatest information there for you when it's related to anything scams. And please report it. That's the only way we're going to find these fraudsters and solve these crazy cases. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today. I want to thank our friends at the Department of Trade Consumer Protection. That's Laura. Have a great day, everybody. Take it safe out there.
Bye.